Today's episode of The Amazing Nerdiverse is brought to you by Hip Hop. I don't listen to it, but if you like it, that's fine too.
Hello, welcome to The Amazing Nerdiverse. I'm Jeff Grant.
I'm Steven Tucker.
I'm Chris Parsons.
We got it right that time. It's the podcast where we talk about all things good and geeky that make up The Amazing Nerdiverse. We're talking movies, TV shows, video games, comic books, scams that your grandmother plays on you on Facebook. We were just talking about. I got a message from my grandmother on Facebook, Facebook Messenger.
It's not really your grandma. You know that, right?
I want to believe it's her, but I still want to believe it's a scam.
I want you to call her and ask her about her Trump grant. And he'll be like, yeah, Jeff, I told you about it.
I told you all about it.
Like, do you have any children or small businesses?
I got $150,000.
You're an idiot not to do this.
It's like, oh, I guess it is my grandmother. So we let's go ahead and jump right on into the news because there's a lot of cool stuff to talk about. Okay, I wanted to jump into some real quick
Bathtub?
Yes,
let's do that.
Jump into the bathtub.
All three of us.
Let's jump into a couple real quick news stories and stuff before we jump onto other stuff.
We're going to call that segment from now on. Call it the bathtub.
Yeah, butcher, baker, and candlestick maker.
Jump into the bathtub.
All right.
Splash.
Adult Swim has finally ordered 70 more episodes of Rick and Morty.
That's more Rick and Morty than there's been so far.
Yeah, so far I think there's been about 30 episodes.
100 episodes.
So let's make
Rick and Morty forever.
100 episodes of Rick and Morty. I think that's awesome. I think part of it was people were kind of nervous that it's been like about a year since season 3 ended, and we haven't heard anything about it, and they haven't been working on it. They were in discussions with Adult Swim, Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland, and they did this so that they can, continue working on the show in the future, and hopefully this means there'll be fewer of these delays between them, and they're not having to take other jobs to get, in between seasons of Rick and Morty and stuff like that, so they can just focus on this for presumably the next 7 years or so.
Next forever.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm totally down to keep seeing this show continue because it's so damn good.
But how long can you maintain that momentum?
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. I'm interested to find out.
Yeah. Well, as long as they don't fire Dan Harmon. Usually in the past, that's been where things have shit the bed in his shows before. Where
there was a gas leak. See? You're a victim of it.
Yeah. Gas leak. It's good. I've been sick since moving in and stuff, like kicking up the dust and dog hair and stuff when we were moving from our last place to here. It's just kind of destroyed me. I had to go to the emergency room the other day.
Which one? Dolphin?
Like, it's echoey in here.
The real word? ECHO. It's a good time to let the fans know I have an English degree, so if you need somebody to spell things for you, use the internet. My degree is useless.
Legion was renewed for season 3. I still haven't seen season 2 yet because I don't have cable anymore. And FX doesn't have like a convenient app thing that you can use
they
unless
want
you
you
have
to pirate
cable.
it.
I think they want you to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Jerks.
the email saying just go ahead and...
We don't want your money. Just go to the Pirate Bay.
I just don't fucking bother me with that shit. The head of FX. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was a little iffy. We weren't sure if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was going to get picked up for another season. But they finally did give it a 13 episodes, season 6. It's going to be shorter than other seasons. And it's not coming out until summer 2019, which presumably might be after Avengers 4, which would be kind of smart. Like, do the whole storyline in Avengers 4 and then come back after that for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because this season, they kind of touched on some of the Infinity War stuff this season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There was a threat that they were dealing with. This alien threat, and the alien threat basically name-checked Thanos and said, this guy's coming, Thanos. And basically they were like, these aliens promised some of this evil government organization on Earth. They promised them they would work together to stop Thanos. And what they were really doing is just trying to get all the resources they could before Thanos wiped Earth out. And they were just a bunch of dicks.
They're smart.
So that kind of explains what the S.H.I.E.L.D. guys were doing during, Infinity War and just stuff like that. And
swinging away pickaxes in the mines.
Yeah. And, but yeah, so the ABC president, Channing Dungey, stated she doesn't see this. Dugny?
I don't know.
Channing Dugny. She stated that she doesn't see this season as being the last necessarily, and it could even have more than just the 13 episodes or whatever.
She related Channing Tatum.
Yeah, because
Crocodile Dundee.
They're Chinese and the last name comes first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, am I not allowed to ask a question? My bad.
Yeah, no, you're not. Not if it's a dumbass question like that.
Pull his question card. We're done here.
It sounds like we may be finally getting Bullseye in Daredevil in season 3.
What do you have? What little stupid problem do you have with that?
How can you redeem him from the Ben Affleck Bullseye?
I mean,
What are you talking about?
have you seen Daredevil?
Yeah.
The
Have you
TV
seen
show?
anything
Yeah.
ever?
They
It's all
redeemed
great.
Daredevil. They redeemed Daredevil.
Daredevil
from
was
Ben Affleck.
fine. Ben Affleck
did you-
Daredevil's okay.
Did you see
Yeah.
Batman and Robin with George Clooney? I think that they redeemed Batman, don't you?
I don't think there's
stupid
anything
piece
wrong
of
with George Clooney.
I don't. The hashtag show was saying that there's an actor from Heart of Dixie named Wilson
Oh my
Bethel.
gosh. Uh-huh.
He was reported. He was cast last November as they said it was as an FBI agent that plays a key role in the ongoing Daredevil versus Kingpin saga. They're saying that he will actually be playing Bullseye.
Hold on. Let me look up who Wilson is on Heart of Dixie. My wife loves that show. It's terrible. Wilson what?
Wilson
Fisk.
Bethel, like Bethel. Yeah, I don't know. That's just one of the shows that he's worked on and stuff. It's just
Oh, he's the guy who owns the bar. Yep.
I don't know.
He's scrawny looking.
Scrawny
I
looking.
can trust him.
Well, that's probably why he's gonna be playing the bad guy.
You never miss.
I never miss, except my mouth at dinner time.
They're saying
And my friends. I miss my friends.
they're saying that this version of the character could be based on Jason Aaron's Punisher Max run, which I don't know how that differentiates. I'm used to the older Bullseye from like the Born Again run and like Kevin Smith's run, like the Guardian Devil stuff. But Bullseye is a huge Bullseye is up there with Kingpin.
Yeah, one of
as
the
far
bigger
as-
Daredevil villains.
Yeah. And I've been wanting to see him come in for a
Yes.
while. Like I've always loved the idea of, I mean, they still can go back and establish that scene in the first season where there was that sniper that we never saw. Be perfect to establish that was Bullseye.
That's true.
That the whole power set there though is one of those ones that just makes it hard to swallow. Like how many different Marvel villains are there that are superior marksmen?
Yeah.
They really have to do some work with his character. If they do some backtracking like that and establish him in the universe already as here's some of his earlier exploits,
Yeah.
I think it can work. But if they just introduce him out of the blue and like, man, he doesn't ever miss.
Well, he got hit by some kryptonite.
He found a rock
Yeah.
and started beating up his football player.
Meteor rocks. Let's jump into some Star Wars stuff real quick. So am I the only one that saw Solo?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys didn't see it?
No.
It's a bummer. Look, I don't know what the deal is with Star Wars fans lately. Like
Fickle.
everyone's just it's very fickle. Everyone's just it's like warring factions, but people are like, oh, I hate this, I love this, blah blah blah. It can be whatever. Like I don't see why everyone has to take everything so personally about whether someone hates a movie or someone likes a movie. You have to shit on their opinions or whatever. But as far as I
do
know,
that to you though.
what?
I like to do that to you.
Yeah, everything
Yeah,
you
I
like
know.
is stupid.
That's why I wanted to bring this up because I wish you quit doing that because it hurts my feelings.
Nah.
No,
You don't have any feelings.
Yeah, it's hard to consider you a person.
Yeah.
I get that. It's a good argument. But look, ever since The Last Jedi, it's just this weird thing with the Star Wars thing. And now Solo coming out and it seems like people are torn on it. It's not I mean, as far as The Last Jedi, it had really positive critical reviews. Like the Rotten Tomato score is really high on The Last Jedi. I think it's in the 90s. And and the Solo score is a little more middling than that. Let me see what they're at.
The guild report I got from the guys in my guild who have seen it is that they OD'd on member berries.
Member berries?
Yeah, they just played too hard to the nostalgia. and didn't
Yeah,
do
The
a
Last
lot.
Jedi was 91 and on Rotten Tomatoes, and Solo is sitting at I think it's like a 71. Yeah. For me, like, see, everyone shits on stuff and like say it's all about fan service. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with like seeing things you want to see as a fan? Like, I don't get why that's an argument against stuff. People like if you have something like Last Jedi where they do stuff that like completely goes against expectation and is not like the things you want to see as a fan, and you get angry at that, and then you see a movie like Solo where They give you the things like the fan service moments and stuff. Why is fan service all of a sudden a bad thing?
Did they answer the Kessel Run questions?
I mean, they showed the Kessel Run, like they showed that, and no, there's one thing I will say that I didn't like, but overall, I think Solo I really liked it. There's all the things that are in there. It's like, yes, it is like a little thing of like they're going down a checklist of like these. Remember, like going into the movie, I was always like, there are things that you can do in this movie. You can show Han, joining the Empire and abandoning and
saving Chewie's life,
gambling with Lando, winning the Millennium Falcon. The Kessel Run, all these things that are in his origin, in his backstory that we've never seen before, all get explored in this movie, and it's awesome. And it is a little bit like a checklist for that and stuff. And for the most part, like they all work pretty well, I think. And like, I don't know. I mean, I haven't.
Didn't work.
What?
What's the one that didn't work?
Well, I don't want to spoil too much, but it's not a big thing. It's early on in the movie, and it's really kind of lame. But it's the one thing the only thing in the movie that really bugged me was what's his name?
Han.
Yeah. No, I mean it's
Jar Jar.
No, the guy who runs Disney.
Aaron Eckhart.
Huh?
Mickey Mouse?
Yeah, Mickey Mouse.
Oh, Han shot first.
Basically, I can't pull his name at the moment. I didn't have it in my notes or whatever.
Walt Disney?
But a while back
Don
he said
Iver.
that Bob Iger.
Yeah, that one. That's what I said.
It helped. Whatever the hell you said. Bob Iger said that at one point he said, we're going to learn how Han Solo got his name.
What?
And I was like, that's not
his
just
mom?
his name.
Yeah.
Like,
Why wouldn't that just be his name?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
weird. Don't
and-
throw that in the mix.
And so when he said that, everyone was like, really? And then a lot of people were like, I don't think it's literally how he got his name. I think
But
it's
it
just the
was?
kind of how he made a name for himself. And
Was
he
it-
kind of is.
Was it like a
yeah.
Peter Griffin
I mean,
cafeteria scene?
his name is Han, and then like there's a scene where he's trying to leave planet or whatever, and they're trying to get his information.
Are you going with anybody or alone?
Yeah, it's exactly
Is that what
that.
it is?
And he says, "Okay,
I'm
Solo."
Han Solo.
And then it's like, and I was like, that's the one thing, and that's early on. I'm like, oh
Jeez.
no. But after that, there was nothing really else like that. I felt like everything else worked, and it's not a perfect movie and anything like that, but it was fun.
So
I'm like, what is the problem with like
no. Here's the problem.
just
though.
having fun with the?
So for
I'm sure I could be wrong, but in any of the other older movies, does anyone call him by his full name? Han Solo? Or do they all
Hanukkah?
just call him Han?
That's
Sure,
Han
they call him
Solo.
Han Solo,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Do they?
Yeah.
I just can't remember.
When
Yeah.
Obi-Wan's talking about the pilot. Yeah, for sure. No, when he introduces himself
He
as
does?
Han
Yeah.
Solo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just couldn't remember.
So
I remember Force Awakens. Moss and I was like, Han Solo. I remember that.
I thoroughly enjoyed Rogue One a lot more than either of the two from the
Yeah.
main series. And I mean, we knew the outcome of Rogue One, but the story that they told and the characters they told it with was all still intriguing the entire time.
Yeah.
You were
It's how you should do a prequel.
right, and you were entrapped in it. You knew that they were going to die. Whatever. Is it okay to say at this point we're 2 years out or whatever?
Yeah.
Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
Shut up. We knew that going into it, but it was still, they made strong characters. Any storytelling is about the character.
Yeah.
And if the storytelling is to fill in the blanks that we already have the answers to, that's going to be an uphill battle in the first place. That didn't seem like it was going to be a win from the get-go to do the Han Solo movie when they had all those blanks to fill in that we knew the answers to going into.
Yeah, but we knew what they were, but we didn't know.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like Batman Begins. Like, okay, his parents die, and then he goes off and does super ninja training.
I'm Batman.
That's really it. But then
Yeah.
they show you, and it's cool to
Yeah,
watch.
if the execution is there, and for
And
this
that's the
film, I
thing,
felt like
right?
it was. Yeah,
Okay.
I
feel
did
like it was.
Well, like I mean, everyone I've talked to personally that's seen the movie have all liked the movie. All my friends that have seen it and I've talked to about it, everyone has liked the movie. But I just hear people on the internet shitting on stuff.
That's
and
the other part. Yeah,
you never know. It's just people on the internet shit on everything.
the Guild report, the two people who saw it liked it, and everybody else is it was stupid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's the other thing. People who didn't see it are the one with the most vocal opinion about it.
I think it's stupid.
Exactly.
I'm gonna see it. I'm sure I'll enjoy it. I doubt it'll stand up. Rogue One was a great film to me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's little things here and there that I would say about Solo, but overall, it was very strong. I felt.
how do you put it against Deadpool 2? Above or below? I don't want.
I mean,
want you to-
Deadpool 2, like, I have to go back and revisit it. I think I'll enjoy it a lot more on a second
gonna
viewing.
say
I didn't
above.
dislike.
You son of a
I
bitch.
didn't. No, I think I like Deadpool 2 more.
Okay.
But I think Deadpool, like, I had more issues with than I had with Solo. I think overall the things that I really liked in Deadpool were more exciting for me than Solo overall. But I think Deadpool 2 I liked more, but Solo I had fewer problems with. So
I'm assuming timeline wise, if you were to watch all of them, you'd watch the prequels, Solo, and then Rogue One. And then, okay.
Yeah, Solo, and this is the thing. It's not quite, and there's something in this film that people who don't know canon outside of the movies were really confused by, and it establishes canon, a connectivity to stuff aside from the movies. And if all you've seen is the movies, you might not understand where this film fits in that. But basically, somebody who worked for Disney came out and said this movie takes place roughly 13 to 10 years before A New Hope.
Okay.
So the beginning of the movie is 13 years, and then it does like a 3-year time jump, like pretty early on in the film, and then it's like set about 10 years before A New Hope. So that kind of explains it. And then if you look at stuff like Rebels begins 5 years before it. Yes.
Oh, let me ask you
Chris
this.
is raising his hand.
When we first started seeing the trailers for this and talked about this many moons ago, we were talking about whether or not, what's the actor who played Han in the...
Alden Ehrenreich.
Say again?
Alden Ehrenreich.
That's already a Star Wars name. Okay, so Alden. Did he pull off the same Han?
I think he did. I mean, like it is a little like it helps me knowing that it's supposed to be 10 to 13 years before that version of Han, because it kind of gives you more space to kind of grow into that Han.
Yeah, he can grump out some more. Or whatever.
Yeah, but
he had the same swagger and confidence.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as dead on as say like there are moments with Donald Glover as Lando where it's like that is dead on Billy D.
But he's just a freaking good actor. We knew that going in. I mean, Alden, has he done a lot of other stuff?
The only thing I know, I mean, he's been in a couple other things. The only movie that I can pull that I know for sure that he was in was Hail Caesar. And I haven't seen that. It's the Coen Brothers movie.
Okay.
But I thought he was great. I thought he was great in it. And like he was charming in his own right and like in his own Ehrenreich. No, but Lando, like Donald Glover is Lando. He had
Show stealer.
Yeah. Like it was everything I thought it would be.
About like when he was first wise, how much Lando is there in the movie?
17.
20, 30?
I'm trying to think.
No.
I'd think about 30 maybe.
Right. Really?
Like he comes in a little late and then he leaves a little early, but like, you know, when he's in there, he gets going. Like it's awesome. It's a good amount. It's like, yeah, I'd say 30 is probably decent. Like he's kind of in the central chunk of the movie.
Yeah.
But he was great, and like Emilia Clarke, like I mean, she had just enough to work with. I think like I would have liked to seen a little more of her, but what she did get, it's like I think it's her best like non Game of Thrones, like you know, as far as like her acting roles and stuff outside of Game of Thrones, like she's gotten some really shit stuff lately.
Were her eyebrows still going to town?
I don't know. You mean
she does some eyebrows?
She got some eyebrow stuff going.
Like way more than Jack Black.
Oh, I don't know. I really liked her in this movie. I think it's the best thing she's done outside of Game of Thrones, and I really liked Jarvis. What's his name? Paul Bettany.
Okay.
He's like a main character in there. He's like the villain, a villain. And it's just a lot of good stuff going on in there, and some surprises that I was really stoked about.
Do we have Jabba?
I mean,
say it.
I can tell you. I mean,
just say yes or no.
Spoiler alert. No.
Well, that's interesting.
No Jabba, no Boba.
That's one of the areas I figured they would have crossed.
I figured they would do that too, but we don't see Tatooine or anything.
Boba Fett the whole movie. Everyone loves him so fucking much.
Well, I mean,
did you see what I thought you said?
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of Boba Fett,
he's got his own movie.
Yeah, and this is the thing that's most exciting about this so far. Like, I mean, there's been rumors of a Boba Fett movie, and I don't think it's necessarily just a strictly Boba Fett movie. I'm still in the camp that it's going to be like a more of a bounty hunter, like collective movie with Boba Fett as the lead central character in that, which makes sense. But you're gonna also have like stuff like Bosk and like IG-88 and stuff like that.
Ooh, I like Bosk. Here's what pisses me off about you saying Boba Fett is I remember that they were developing a Boba Fett Coruscant game where you went through like the hundreds of stories of Coruscant, and this guy can't. Sorry about that.
What was that?
It was your furnace exploding.
Oh, okay.
House stuff. I want to say this got canned by Disney.
There was like an underworld game that they were doing.
And it looked great. There were some trailers for it. They had demonstrated it.
There's a bunch of things that they were going to do. That like there was a TV show in development. I think it was like level. Was it 1313? It was like going to be.
And the mouse just ruined it.
Yeah, I don't know.
This isn't family friendly.
But here's this is exciting. So they're going to be doing this Boba Fett movie's coming back. I mean, I think Josh Trank was attached at the time a while back. The guy did the Fantastic Four reboot, and after that they were like, no thanks.
Yeah.
So he had some some very public opinions and stuff about how things work with Fox.
They put him in the square.
And there was some stuff like about some backstory on what it was like working with him on that film. And Disney was like, no, later, deuces, and just dropped him. And so now it's the rumor is that James Mangold, who directed Logan, is going to be coming on board to do this Boba Fett movie.
So it's going to be the greatest Star Wars movie, is what you're telling me.
I mean, it very well could be. Like, depending on when it's set. This movie, like Solo, really sets open like a corner of the universe that I think is really ripe for exploration. Like, yeah, I mean, there's those years between the prequels and the original trilogy that we've already seen 2 movies set in, and they both, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they're both really successful in the way they worked in that story.
Mm-hmm. How much time is there between the last prequel and Episode 4?
19 years.
Oh, so, okay. Yeah, a lot of time.
So Rogue One is right before that, and Solo is kind of right in the middle. Yes.
How much time does the Clone Wars series fill up between that?
The Clone Wars is actually set between Episode 2 and 3.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, so there was like about 3 years between Episode 2 and 3 that's where the Clone Wars takes place. And then Rebels is 5 years before A New Hope. And that's what I like Rebels a little more than Clone Wars.
They got a lot more freedom.
Clone Wars has a lot of good shit in it though. But Rebels was set in those 5 years leading up to the New Hope, and it felt more like the original trilogy than the prequels, and that's why I like Rebels a little more. But I definitely suggest both of them. I mean, Clone Wars has a couple more episodes. It's just got more seasons of it. It's like, I think Rebels was only 4 seasons. Clone Wars was 6. And so there's a couple more like fillery kind of episodes, and there's some stuff that like, there's some Jar Jar stuff and some stuff like that. But even Jar Jar is better in the Clone Wars show than he was in the prequel movies.
I just remember watching some Clone Wars with my nephew, and there's spoiler alert, Darth Maul with like spider body, and me go like, I'm checking out.
No, dude, that stuff is awesome.
Yeah,
like, the Darth Maul stuff is like some of the best stuff in Clone Wars for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Darth Maul was really cool in Clone Wars and Rebels.
He's in Rebels still too.
Yeah, he comes back.
Ooh.
Yeah, so like Darth Maul is like been around this whole time and whatever, and like
Maul and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like outside of the movies, if you've just seen the movies, you don't know Darth Maul was around there.
In that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, they do some cool stuff in the animated stuff, and they're good. They're really good. Yeah, so there's more stuff, and Boba Fett was explored a little bit in the Clone Wars in the show. Like he was still a little kid, but if they do, there's a character that's really cool from the Clone Wars called Cad Bane, and he kind of in what would have been the 7th season of Clone Wars, there was some they released some like footage or whatever from an episode.
Mandalorian?
No, he is a Chiss, like the Thrawn. The blue guys with the red eyes and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, he's like a westerny like gunslinger type. He's got like a trench coat and a hat and stuff.
I'm seeing him. I'm remembering.
He's really cool. He's a cool character. But in season 7, he would have taken Boba Fett under his wing to train him some and stuff like that. So if they can have Cad Bane in a Boba Fett
that could
movie,
be pretty cool.
That would be.
Oh, dude, come on! Awesome. A Western Star Wars, do it Firefly style. Ooh.
Yeah. Like Solo kind of little hints at that kind of thing a little
Which,
bit.
I mean, they did first, right? Han Solo was a freaking cowboy.
Yeah,
when we saw the original films.
Yeah.
Oh, if they can tap into that, that's...
Yeah.
Ooh.
So here's a couple more Star Wars stories. TMZ, there's still rumors of an Obi-Wan Solo movie. Steven, would you say that's the one you would most want to see?
I think so.
I mean, Ewan McGregor coming back as he's slightly older now. He would be playing an older Obi-Wan, kind of in between.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was thinking, like, are they going to make him younger? That's weird.
It'd be set probably closer to A New Hope.
It's just him somewhere hanging out on Tatooine.
Yeah, probably be in the same period of Solo, like somewhere right in the middle. Mm-hmm. You'd have like him watching over a young Luke Skywalker. You'd have like a 10-year-old Luke Skywalker.
I just imagine it's him like tucking him in at night, being guardian angel style.
The rumors right now is that like it's gonna. There's some rumored details on the film from TMZ, saying it's Ben's time spent as a hermit on Tatooine watching over young Luke Skywalker, saying it would take place. Actually, saying it would take place closer to A New Hope than Revenge of the Sith. So the story would revolve around Kenobi's conflict with the local tribe of ruthless Sand People. And they're saying it sounds like a lot of like samurai influences from stuff like Akira Kurosawa films.
Yeah,
like a samurai kind of like film with Kenobi would be awesome.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
A lot of the sword play that they do in all these Star Wars movies is pretty sloppy. But there's a lot into it on the different styles of the lightsaber and everything. So if they do go into that,
they could do some really cool stuff with a influences like that. If they did a Western Boba Fett with James Mangold and a samurai Obi-Wan movie, like these.
I love how you call all the lightsaber fights in these $1 million movies sloppy.
They are pretty sloppy. I mean, go watch any of them slow mo.
Just be on set and say that.
Be the choreographer for it. Yeah, be like, guys, this is crap. What are you doing out here? Yoda's the best piece, and he's CGI.
Yeah, that old 90-year-old Kermit.
Yeah, which, I mean, him flipping around is pretty cool. But legitimately, a lot of it is the typical, I mean, even like 1980s swordplay of the up strike, block, down strike, block.
If you look at the original trilogy, the lightsaber fights are a little basic.
Yeah.
Basic bitches.
They're still pretty basic in the prequels, too, honestly.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, some of the prequels they got a lot more exciting, like the Darth Maul fight.
It's nowhere compared to like the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's a fantasy setting.
You need to wear a scarf when you say that next
time. Genndy Tartakovsky. I'll do it.
Yeah, like there's like some you see a little bit of the lightsaber stuff come through in those prequels a little more. I still think even better than like what is that the lightsaber fight in Force Awakens. I mean, she wasn't really trained, right? So it was very just kind of like hack slash kind of thing. So like, I still think I think the best lightsaber fights are between Episode 1 with the Darth Maul fight.
Well, the big problem with it for me is in that stuff, especially the hack slash. Right, they're still wielding it like it's a sword, but these are almost weightless items. You can flip out with this stuff, and they do in some of these extended universe things, Clone Wars and the Rebels and stuff, and I don't think that I've seen that level from the animated series as I have in the films. Yeah. There's room for it. And
how much more do you want them to swing it around at each other?
I just want more finesse. No. I want more finesse. I don't want I go up, you go up, and block, we clash, pull away, I go down, you go down, block, we clash. Because what we see in the prequels is just a sped up version of what's in the original series,
Do you know what a sword fight is?
Yeah.
It's not just a quick stab at the other person and the movie's over.
It is in the Kurosawa films. Go watch some of that crap. Like if we can see that in some of the same people stuff.
I'm not
actually there's a pretty great Rebels thing where it's like this big build up and the fights over like that.
Yeah, the Iijutsu style. Whoa. Yeah, that's one of the really lightsaber styles. The draw blade into the single slash, one fluid motion. Mm-hmm. All of the different lightsaber combat styles are drawn from a lot of Eastern sword battle technique things. And
so we're talking animated versus live action.
Right.
Let's talk about a live action TV show. Jon Favreau is developing the live action TV show that's going to be for the Disney streaming service. The live action Star Wars show. This is via Nerdist. Dan Casey was interviewing Jon Favreau, I believe, on the red carpet for Solo. And he talked a little bit about his series that he's working on. He said it's going to be set during the time between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. It's going to take place 7 years after the Battle of Yavin, which was the battle at the end of A New Hope. It was mistakenly reported it was after the Battle of Endor, but I think he said Yavin. And that would make it about 3-ish years after Return of the Jedi, which would be after the Battle of Endor. He says it's going to feature all new characters and planets, and will incorporate some of the mocap technology that Favreau used in creating the Jungle Book and his upcoming The Lion King. And he also says he already has about half the season written. He says he wrote about 4 episodes himself before he ever actually got the job. Like he says he's been working on this idea. He's had this idea for years.
Has there been anything disappointing from Jon Favreau?
Iron Man 2.
Oh, okay, stop.
But that wasn't as much his fault because they were really rushing him to get it out in 2 years after the first one.
Yeah.
And they were pushing him, like there was stuff like with the but yeah, I mean really like that's the only one, like I mean, and even that's like pretty watchable in the grand scheme of things, like
it really is.
As far as superhero movies go. Yeah.
I want my boyhood.
I like that part. It's funny.
Your boyhood?
I love Sam Rockwell. He's like, yeah, it's Bird. We got this is the Bird, right?
He's a bird.
It's not my boy.
That's the villain I want to play.
Sam Rockwell?
Just that kind of
Justin Hammer.
Yeah, this is the Bird, right? Yeah, we got him. Hey, we got you a Bird.
Oh, I love Sam
Rockwell. I could see you playing a Justin Hammer type role.
I would love to play that character.
I want him to come back.
Me too.
It'd be great. It could be like just like in how Claw was in Age of Ultron, just a guy. Yeah, just like a little quick thing. Anyway, So I'm really excited for Jon Favreau's live action series. It'd be cool to see what they do with some of those, just in that time period. I mean, we're going to be in a time period where, that's all we know so far. We don't know much more about when it, who will be involved or where in the universe. Like, they keep talking about certain things are going to be in corners of the universe that are unexplored. We don't know yet, but it's exciting to see, just new stories in this world. Like, so far, everything has been stuff we've at least familiar with. And so I want to see more stuff outside of that. But again, stuff we are familiar with. The other film that they're doing for the streaming service was just announced a couple weeks ago. And again, we're playing catch up on all this stuff. But Lucasfilm has announced Dave Filoni's next Star Wars animated series. Dave Filoni is the guy behind. He is they call him the heir apparent to George Lucas. Like, George Lucas took him under his wing, and they developed the Clone Wars together. And then Dave Filoni went on to do Rebels and stuff like that. He knows Star Wars more than anybody else. He is a super talented animation director. Really hope one day we'll see him step into the live action stuff. And he's worked with Favreau on Favreau. Favreau was he was in Solo. He voiced a character in Solo. Nice. And he also voiced some characters on the Clone Wars and Rebels and stuff like that. So
did they have the he doesn't like you, I don't like you either in Solo?
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
No. I was thinking about that because he was in Rogue One. Yeah. I was thinking that maybe he might pop up in that movie, just be kind of funny. Those guys are just bumming around the universe.
we got a lot of grudges.
Yeah. So anyway, Dave Filoni.
Bye, bud.
Dave Filoni's next animated series is going to be called Star Wars Resistance. It's going to be set before The Force Awakens. The series is about... Oh, God. Here we go. I haven't even looked at this since I copy and pasted it all in here. Kazuda Xiono.
Who?
It's a new character named Kazuda Xiono. Kazuda.
I'm not going to want to say that.
Xiono.
I'm going to call him Kaz.
That's probably what they're going to call him.
I don't know about all this stuff. We're talking about undiscovered corners of the universe. There's infinity freaking planets that they can do stuff for in Star Wars. I don't know that we need to see the Resistance again.
Well, the Resistance, this is, the Rebellion was the original trilogy. The Resistance is... This is about the Resistance coming together. It's in the series is about Kazuda Xiono, a young pilot recruited by the Resistance and tasked with a top secret mission to spy on the growing threat of the First Order. So this is going to explore
how is there already resistance in place if it's a growing threat, not an established threat? What are they resisting in the first place?
Yeah. I'm curious to see what all that means. This one, it doesn't sound exactly like it has a 3 years after Return of the Jedi kind of specific starting point or whatever. But they did say the series will feature familiar voices such as Oscar Isaac is going to reprise his role as Poe Dameron. Gwendolyn Christie will reprise her role as Captain Phasma.
Hey.
BB-8 will be in there. It's going to premiere on the Disney Channel this fall. Oh, wait a minute. I thought this was the streaming service. No,
That's
I guess
what you said.
Disney Channel. Yeah.
Well, you're a liar.
Dude, it's been weeks since this news came out, and I just copied it. I just wrote my notes, and that's how long it's been since we recorded an episode. The rest of the cast includes voice actors like Christopher Sean, who's in Days of Our Lives, British actress Susie McGrath from EastEnders, Scott Lawrence from Legion, Myrna Valesco, some voices on a bunch of Disney stuff, Josh Brenner in Silicon Valley, Big Head from Silicon Valley, Donald Faison from Scrubs.
Nice. Always good to see him get some work.
I know he's a big Star Wars fan. Bobby Moynihan, another big Star Wars fan from SNL.
Yeah. You watch Kimmy Schmidt?
I've only seen the first season.
Catch up.
I need to. I know. And the Dean from Community, Jim Rash.
Oh, he's so good. I'm excited about him doing some voice work. Yeah,
and Rachel Butera from Family Guy and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. But yeah, so there's some of the people that will be joining the cast for that. But I mean, I'm down to see whatever. And the way Rebels ended, there's some stuff with some characters still lingering out there. And Dave Filoni took some of the things that they established in Clone Wars and brought it back for Rebels and continued some story threads he left, dangling after Clone Wars. So I'm hoping he's going to do the same thing. And we'll just jump ahead however many years, basically jump ahead, skip over the original trilogy and pick up and, see what we're going to, focus on a new cast of characters.
Yeah.
Those new cast of characters can meet up some of Dave Filoni's old classic characters like Ahsoka and some of the characters from Rebels and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to see that happen too.
Yeah, Jeff never loves to see something dangling without someone getting hands on there.
Yeah, like balls.
Yep. So that's the point I was trying to make this whole time. All right, we got it. All right, Hasbro is acquiring Power Rangers.
Didn't they just do a movie?
Yeah, they did, and it unfortunately didn't make as much money as they would have liked to it. To Saban is behind that one. Saban has owned Power Rangers for years. But if Hasbro is acquiring it, that could put them in the same. They have the Allspark pictures and stuff that includes like Transformers, G.I. Joe, Micronauts, Rom the Space Knight, all that stuff, and it looks like they're gonna be looking to put together a whole universe and stuff, and we could see Power Rangers alongside Transformers and G.I. Joe. Probably, yeah, if they do it
2 years after the last reboot.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a bummer. But like, just if Power Rangers can get another shot, like I'd like to see it. I mean, I'd be more interested in Power Rangers than any of the other stuff that Hasbro has going on.
So they wouldn't do the same cast.
I don't know from Micronauts or Rom the Space Knight. I know a lot of people are excited by those. What'd you say?
So they wouldn't use that same cast?
I don't think so. Probably not. Unless they do. Unless they just continue it from where that one and then just build from there, which I would be cool with. Mm-hmm. Transformers, they just dropped a Bumblebee trailer today. I haven't checked it out. I don't.
Me neither.
I'm
not too interested.
No. Yeah, but then again, this is the first Transformers movie that's not Michael Bay, and it's the guy who did Kubo and the Two Strings.
Oh,
which he's directing the
you
Bumblebee
had my
movie.
Curiosity.
Yeah. So maybe this will be where we start seeing the Transformers franchise turn around.
Have you guys seen Kubo?
Yeah,
I haven't. I haven't seen it yet. I've been.
If
meaning
they did
to
Power Rangers and like change the costumes a little bit, make them not like on the show, but like resemble it a little bit more.
Yes, like why do they have to change it and make it look like it did in the movie? Like, I would love just to see, like, if you see like these, they do video game or like comic book adaptations of like the Power Rangers. Like, I think, is it Dynamite or Boom or somebody like that is doing like a Power Ranger series, and it just looks cool. Like just those classic costumes. They just did like a shinier version of that. Like that's all I need. Like just like a better version of what was in the movie or the TV show.
Yeah.
The old movie, I mean. But yeah, Sony, they pulled, they had Silver and Black. The Silver Sable Black Cat movie was slated for February 8th, 2019. It's been removed from the schedule.
Yeah.
They're reportedly still developing it, but right now they pulled it off because the director, I think it was Gina Prince Blythewood. Well, she said that she's going to make sure that it's her first feature film. Like I think she's done a lot of TV shows. I think she did the Cloak and Dagger pilot, which is about to debut. I think so. But she said she wanted to make sure it was right before they did it, and so they did. If they would have went forward with it, they would have been in the same thing as like Iron Man 2 or like some of the Transformers movies where they're shooting without a completed script. So it's kind of smart for her not to take that risk to do that because she doesn't want to sink her directorial debut, like feature film debut. But maybe they're just seeing how Venom does first. I would prefer them to do that anyway.
Yeah.
Just to see how Venom comes out before they, the reaction to that. Like that's the problem with everything. Even Power Rangers, like we said, they were saying they have a 6-movie universe planned out. Just let it happen. Just let a movie happen. Focus on the one movie at a time and do that.
I hope I don't get cut out of Venom.
Are you allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Say that?
Yeah, I could.
You can talk about it? We can finally say that you...
Yeah.
The reason you're always defending Venom?
Yeah. And
all that stuff? I mean, like, look, Venom looks better than, like, I had anticipated, like, when it was first announced. Yeah. But we've been really excited about it because you had a small part and you shot a scene for Venom.
I have, like, a line in it. I hope it doesn't get cut out.
Yeah.
It could easily.
Can we ask what the line is?
I'd rather not spoil it.
Yeah. Spoil your one line. But, yeah, Steven's in Venom. Hopefully. We'll see. But... the trailers, it all seems to be, from what you've told me of your scene, from the trailer, it all seems to be kind of like dancing around your scene.
Basically every shot is around the scene that I'm in. Just dancing around it.
You see the guy at the end of the trailer be like, fuck you, Steve.
I was really hoping you'd be in one of the trailers and it'd be like the button gag at the end of the trailer or something.
There's still,
still time.
They might put out a TV spot maybe.
Yeah. That'd be great. It's like, oh, don't forget, Steven Tuchert is in this movie.
Yeah, don't forget
Big
everybody.
selling point.
It's just a picture of him eating cereal looking confused.
Because the line, they had me and the other guy do it just so they had options.
That other guy sucks. I wouldn't worry about it.
He was all right.
He sucks.
But they could easily just put... There's 2 parts to it. So I had a line, then he had a line. And then
you flipped it?
Yeah, just kind of flipped it just so that you have options and stuff. But they could easily just have him do both. And I'm like, well, I guess that's it for me.
But you still got paid, right?
Yeah.
Problem solved.
I'm a millionaire.
There you go.
All right. I mean, dude, you got to be in a movie with Tom Hardy. That's pretty dope.
That's true.
You said you met him too, right?
Yeah, he's really nice.
Yeah. That's awesome.
What do you smell like?
He was vaping. He had it in his pocket the whole scene.
Huh. Didn't have him pegged as a vapor.
Yeah. I wouldn't have
Well, he's a human.
Oh, he's got the mask.
Yeah, he had the Bane mask. Nobody cared who I was
until I vaped.
He did the Bane voice like in between, just kind of goofing around with the makeup crew or whatever.
Yeah, so he's not a method actor.
He was doing it, so I was like,
All right, let's speaking of Bane, let's talk about some DC stuff. We got a bunch of smaller DC stories. Wonder Woman 84. Have you heard about this?
No.
There's like a logo and like it looks like 1984 is going to be when Wonder Woman is set, and possibly the title because
is she going to be busting ghosts?
Like
No,
WWE
there's
84.
never going to be the Ghostbusters crossover. It's not going to be Bill Murray and Wonder Woman.
Oh God, I'd watch the fuck out of that. But so we don't know if that's going to be the title of the movie, Wonder Woman 84. But it's been a logo that's been popping up. Like Warner Brothers has been registering domains. Jeff Johns, I think, changed his Twitter thing to a WW 84 thing. So we'll see more about that. That's one of the DC films that are in development to look forward to. One that I'm not looking forward to at all is was just announced today. There's another fucking Joker movie in development, apparently.
so how
Does it
many?
star Jared Leto? Oh, he's the best Joker ever.
It would be.
How many,
Jared
honestly, in all? How many Joker movies?
Of what I know, there was talk a while back about a Joker movie with Jared Leto, but I guess this is that again. It's coming back around. There was the Todd Phillips movie, the Martin Scorsese produced one that they're talking about Joaquin Phoenix starring in.
Ooh.
There is, which would be, just too much, I think. I kind of dig the idea of them doing some kind of Elseworlds type things where it doesn't have to be set in the universe, but I don't really care for them to start with doing that with the Joker.
Right.
I'd rather see some like they did like that Gotham by Gaslight movie, like animated movie and stuff like that. Do Elseworld things, not just do a movie where you have an excuse to use your one of your most popular characters again and just have a different actor play him. Do something unique and fun. There was a talk about a Joker Harley Quinn movie.
Hey.
There's the Harley Quinn. There was a Harley Quinn standalone movie
Ugh.
that may or may not be just a Harley Quinn movie, or it may be the Birds of Prey movie, or it may be the Gotham City Sirens movie. There's just all this stuff. There's also a Suicide Squad 2 in development. So I don't know what all these damn things what their deal is. Just they haven't done Batman yet.
I think
They haven't done a Superman sequel yet.
the Jared Leto, if he's doing another Joker movie, is he still going to leave dead rats for the co-stars and stuff like that? Or do you think
that's
he'll,
always
hope so.
fun.
you think he's going to tone it back a little bit now that everybody's been pissed
bro,
off?
guess what? This is a movie. It's make believe. Just shove the dead rat up your ass.
Yeah,
and
he's-
get back to work.
he's dropping
Learn your
cards
little
up.
lines.
Man, I'm Joker. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we get it. Learn your little lines.
Look what I did. It's so wacky.
Just show up on time and say those lines and stand where we tell you to stand.
I killed your grandma like the Joker.
Sounds like a real asshole.
So I don't Joker I don't know. They're just going all in on the Joker thing, and I
They
don't
just use Joker v Batman.
There it is.
just do a joke. Well,
Oh, I saw that. It was called Batman Dark Knight. It was a great movie.
if they did this Joker movie and had it all from the Joker's point of view, there is a really great Joker comic book. I think it was Brian Azzarello, I think, did it, and it's just called Joker, and it was a really cool thing, and it had this one it was told from this one goon's perspective, a guy that was working for Joker, and that was really cool. And that character was in Suicide Squad and then got killed in Suicide Squad. But it would have been that would have been an option for doing it. I don't know what they're planning on with this shit, and it's bummed me out because I was just saying that there's so much stuff to be excited for about the DC stuff. There's so much stuff coming up.
Did you see Batman Ninja Batman?
I haven't. I just got it though. I want to check it out.
It is just about as far out and ridiculous as you can get.
Yeah,
in all the best ways.
Doesn't Tony Hale do the voice of the Joker?
Yes,
Buster from Arrested Development.
Oh my gosh! Are you into anime at all?
A little bit.
You know how anime gets ridiculous sometimes?
Yeah.
put that into an exponential multiplier.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to see it. I've been hearing crazy shit about it. So there's a lot of other stuff. Penguin is being... We're hearing a lot of stuff about Penguin lately.
Starring Danny DeVito?
No. Variety's Justin Kroll is saying that Penguin is rumored as the villain in the Batman. Matt Reeves, the Batman. We don't know who's going to play him. There was a lot of talk about, Josh Gad was wanting to play him. Patton Oswalt is a name that I'd see popping up.
Perfect.
I heard some people speculating about Andy Serkis.
I think that would
be really cool.
Yeah.
And some people were asking Nick Frost if he'd be interested. That would be fun
That'd be fun.
But who would you like to see play the Penguin if they do it?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy? Just going to play all the villains?
Yeah.
But Penguin is rumored as the villain in the Batman, but he's also one of the, he was also reportedly a big villain in one of the mini drafts of Birds of Prey. And we don't know which draft they're going on for this latest version of the film.
Terry Crews.
Yeah, Terry Crews.
Terry Crews.
It's those kind of villains, though, where...
I'm the Penguin!
It's hard for me to accept that now when we take the more realistic approach that they've been doing with superhero movies. Like, Bane isn't the jacked up super juice Bane. He's got, whatever reason for his mask, stuff like that.
Yeah, but I'd prefer the crazy comic book versions of stuff.
Yeah.
But this... Yeah.
And Penguin is not like... Penguin is like the one flip of that where they made the movie version more ridiculous than the comic book version. Like, the Danny DeVito version was way more ridiculous than the Arkham version of Penguin is what I'd like to see in like a movie version like this. Yeah. And if it was between me, I kind of would rather see Penguin as the villain in like something like Birds of Prey.
Instead of the main series?
Instead of the main Batman movie, which, I mean, if he was in that, that'd be totally fine because you could do some cool stuff with him as like this big crime boss and stuff. But he's not a physical threat to Batman. And you want somebody that... I do want to see more of a, intellectual challenge.
Yeah, give me Matt Riddler.
Yeah, I would love to see something like that. But
they should do that.
But if they had Penguin in this, I would still love to see, because there was all those rumors of Deathstroke being the main villain. And if it was Penguin and Deathstroke, where like Penguin hires Deathstroke to fight him,
there you go.
You have the intellectual adversary plus the physical.
Is Penguin really an intellectual adversary?
More so than a physical adversary.
Right, but he just seems like a joke to me in any movie I've ever seen him in.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see him like just as like a mob boss that has the funds and the money to...
That works. Yeah, funds adversary, sure.
Yeah.
In the Falcone role, that's fine.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, like and Penguin has been getting a lot of growing in popularity thanks to Gotham. Like that's one of the best parts of the show Gotham.
That's like a Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Mr.
What
Freeze
killed the dinosaurs?
Right? Like that's a very good like emotional story and stuff you can tell with that character, and they just turned it into a big dumb fucking ice joke.
That is one of the emotional story from that came from the Batman animated series, right?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, Paul Dini wrote that one and like kind of created that whole origin that
which is
like, became
the Mr. Freeze now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only one that's like a very good story.
Yeah.
God bless cartoons.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, cartoons have changed some of these characters for the better. Like
Nora.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're also saying that in Birds of Prey, Black Canary and Huntress are rumored to be introduced, which should be a big like no duh. But like with Warner Brothers, you never know what they're doing. Like they're talking about this Birds of Prey movie being the Harley Quinn movie, and that's
starring Jared Leto.
Yeah, like Birds of Prey is really Batgirl and Black Canary
and Oracle,
and Huntress, came along later, but originally it was just the two when it was first introduced in the 90s. But that's what this needs to be, like Black Canary, Huntress, and Batgirl, especially. I mean, other like later versions, like the New 52 Birds of Prey, have included characters like Katana and Poison Ivy and stuff like that. And I'd be okay with seeing those characters pop up, but I at least need the Batgirl and Black Canary and stuff.
Am I misremembering? Is Oracle not part of the Birds of Prey?
Yeah, well, Oracle, Batgirl.
Oh.
Like,
okay.
At the time when she was first introduced, Birds of Prey, I want to say, I think there was a version, I don't know, I was looking into them not too long ago, just seeing what the old Birds of Prey stuff was, because I wanted to read them. But Oracle was there for a time, when she was paralyzed and stuff, she was Oracle, and she was still part of the team. But yeah, I'd rather see her be Batgirl for a little bit before they paralyze her.
They should do like an extra fucked up Two-Face.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what else, but they need to do something really extreme to his face.
Yeah.
How much more extreme do you want from?
I mean, the Dark Knight one, I was like, hey,
I'd still kiss him.
Mad looking.
Still Aaron Eckhart. Like, what do you want?
You know the one half who's got to stay.
Yeah, brown bag the other side.
You just say and make him one face and just all fucked up.
One face.
It's always tails.
It's always tails.
Then finally there was that Shazam thing. You just see that image of Shazam, just a little drink in his mouth, and
it's cute.
There's a very popular meme with people popping that up everywhere. This is a weird first image of the character, though.
I think it gets the idea of the movie across, though, that he's a kid. And
I can't wait to see some stuff from that. Well, hopefully we'll see some stuff from that and Aquaman come Comic-Con.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. All right. So there's a bunch of TV stuff to talk about, so let's run it down real quick.
Muppet Show.
Fox,
Is it still running?
Oh. No, definitely not.
I wish.
Okay, so Fox, the Joy Killing Network, has canceled Lucifer, which I haven't seen, but they've also canceled the Mick, Last Man on Earth, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I love those last three shows.
Oh my gosh.
But
who picked up Brooklyn?
NBC has picked up Brooklyn Nine-Nine for 13 episodes, so I'm glad about that. But the Mick and Last Man on Earth, I love those shows. The Mick with is it Katie Olsen?
Yeah. D
from It's Always Sunny. Is that her name, Katie Olsen?
I think it's just Kate.
Kate Olsen.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Why do they keep canceling stuff like that?
Fox?
Yeah.
Why have they always canceled things?
Yeah, I don't know. And like now, I'm like they canceled like 4 big shows, and then they're talking about picking up SmackDown, wrestling.
Sure.
And stuff. I was like, really?
That's where the money is.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I do watch wrestling and SmackDown and stuff, and SmackDown does have the better roster between SmackDown and Raw right now. But like, I don't know about like canceling all these shows. And like Last Man on Earth really bummed me out because it ended on a cliffhanger, and I really wanted to see where it goes from there. But at least Brooklyn Nine-Nine is coming back. But the saddest news of all is probably that Gotham is still a thing.
I don't know how that
because Fox.
It is going into its final season. It's going to be next season is going to be the last one, 13 episodes.
I'm Batman.
And maybe they can just kind of do some stuff to make it like I've been hearing.
I read that they're going to put him in the suit.
Yeah, probably. He'll be Batboy.
But he's still like
I'm Batboy.
He's a kid.
It'll be like those episodes of like the Justice League where for some reason they got turned into kids, but he's still wearing the Batman costume and stuff.
Jeez.
That's how I always picture
You're
it.
gonna do an anti-bullying message. It's gonna be him roaming the halls of high schools.
I don't know.
Leave those nerds alone.
I mean, I do feel like there's been a little bit of uptick on like Gotham, like with some people like liking some of the stuff they've been doing lately. With,
I
like,
heard that they did something with the Joker.
They finally did the Joker. Like,
yeah, but
the trailer I saw for the Joker looks decent.
Yeah, it was the twin brother of the Jerome guy.
It just seems like a lot of extra work.
It does, yeah.
Well, why not just leave it Jerome?
I don't know.
It was fine, it seemed.
Yeah.
I never watched it, but like he looked like he was doing fine.
The Jerome stuff was always my favorite. The Jerome, the Riddler, and the Penguin were the things that I liked the best about that show. But then they'll do like Solomon Grundy, and it'll look like the Super Friends and shit. And like they do not have it down like which version of the 70, 80-year history of the character they want to explore. Like it's like some of it feels like Tim Burton, some of it feels like they're aiming for the Nolan stuff. Some of it's like harkening back to Super Friends and shit like that. Like
meanwhile,
all over the place.
When was Solomon Grundy born?
On a Monday.
Okay.
Let me see. Epix has given a 10-episode straight-to-series order for Alfred from Gotham producer Bruno Heller and Danny
It's just going to be Cannon. Like him looking up recipes to make at night and massaging Bruce's shoulders.
Yeah, so this is not going to be a spin-off to Gotham. It's going to be a new thing. It's going to be set in the 60s and explore the past. Explore Alfred's past as a British SAS soldier.
You can do that in one episode.
Yep.
As well as his relationship to Thomas Wayne.
Like if they did Gotham properly, you can do an Alfred episode.
Yeah.
But not a whole series.
I don't know. It's the Gotham guy.
I'd be fine
Bruno
with an
Heller.
Alfred episode.
Yeah. It sounds kind of like Jarvis in the Agent Carter show. Like where you see like, you know, the original Jarvis and stuff like that. I don't know, man. I just figured I'd throw that up.
So there's some stupid people with a lot of money making bad decisions. That's something. Okay.
Why can't I just do it
You got money?
This is a good idea. This is a good decision. The biggest DC TV news over the past couple weeks that we haven't had a chance to talk about is next year's crossover in the Arrowverse. At the CW upfront presentation, Stephen Amell revealed that next season's crossover will introduce Batwoman and the Gotham City to the Arrowverse.
Okay.
There was some artwork and stuff. We're going to see all these characters introduced, and Batwoman's going to come into play.
She's different than Batgirl, right?
Yes. Okay. Batwoman is a wholly different character, but by establishing Batwoman, we're establishing the existence of the Bat universe. It's going to be kind of like establishing Supergirl before Superman and everything else in that universe. So I don't know if we're ever going to, maybe someday we're down the line, we might get a Batwoman show or something like that, but we're at least going to be introduced to that and establish Gotham City. Like, probably going to go there maybe. Like, it would be nice to see what their version of Gotham City is going to look like in the Arrowverse. That's exciting. We don't know yet what Earth it's on because, we're still split up between at least 2 Earths between Supergirl and then the rest of the shows on Earth 1. But I think it might make more sense to be it on Supergirl's Earth. And it would kind of be cool to see all the other characters have to come to her Earth.
Yeah.
For a change.
She's like, why do I always have to drive?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you say we meet in the middle, but it feels like I'm doing most of the driving here. But yeah, so there's also some new key art with like air dates for like Supergirl's going to start airing on Sundays, Arrow and Legends on Mondays, The Flash and possibly Black Lightning on Tuesdays when they come back this fall. I don't know if Black Lightning is coming back in the fall. It was a mid-season show last year, but we're not sure yet. The DC Universe, the streaming app and stuff. Doom Patrol is going to spin off from Titans, where we talked about there's going to be a Doom Patrol episode of Titans, and it's going to spin off from there to its own show with Supernatural producer Jeremy Carver writing and EPing alongside Greg Berlanti, Jeff Johns, and Sarah Schechter, who they're all producers on all the Arrowverse shows and stuff. Which I like seeing that these streaming service shows have a lot of the same people that are working on the Arrowverse involved, because that's what makes those shows so great. So I'd like to see more of that in these new shows and stuff, and I'd like to see them eventually kind of tie into the CW shows as well, because this is a whole world, a whole universe. If you connect this stuff together, you have the entire history of the DC universe.
Yeah.
Between all these shows, and there's very little crossover and stuff from what we've seen, like as far as characters that appeared in other shows and stuff that are not played by the same actors.
There's one Beast Boy on all of them.
Yeah. Well, like Jeff Johns did confirm that the Doom Patrol episode of Titans is going to center on Beast Boy, and so we got this is cool. This is I believe this is the description of Doom Patrol. It's talking about all the characters, how they're you got Robot Man, Negative Man, Elastigirl, Crazy Jane. They're led by the Chief. Doom Patrol's members each suffered accidents that give them superhuman abilities. Also left them scarred and disfigured. They're traumatized, downtrodden. The team found purpose through the Chief, who brought them together to investigate the weirdest phenomenons in existence. Ugh, blood. I'm trying not to read all this, but it basically says Doom Patrol is a band of superpowered freaks who fights for a world that wants nothing to do. Kind of like X-Men. I don't know much about Doom Patrol, so I got this here. They got the whole description here, but the interesting note is down here. It says, Doom Patrol will find the reluctant heroes in a place they never expected to be, called to action by Cyborg, who comes to call them with a mission hard to refuse.
Whoa. Is it going to be Cyborg that we saw in Justice League?
No.
Oh.
They're going to be casting a new Cyborg. But that means they are going to have Cyborg in Doom Patrol, and presumably Titans too, right? Like,
yeah.
So, like, because that would establish if they have Cyborg in Titans, like, that's the one that we're missing. Like, we know Beast Boy, Raven, Robin, Starfire are all in there. Like, Cyborg's the only one we're missing.
I don't understand. We keep seeing this where there's the cinematic universe, like Marvel, we see it all the time, right?
Yeah.
They've got... What else are these stars doing? I don't understand why the company that has these money can't just bankroll them into the Netflix or the DC stream or whatever as well.
As far as Marvel goes, yeah, I would like to see more of that and see them cross
Shield
over,
or the
like,
Netflix universe or anything.
Yeah. Like, I really want to see Black Widow or Hawkeye could have totally appeared in an episode of Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. over the past 5 years, and it would have made sense because they were S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It would have been great. Like, and especially like in doing stories that take place in
New
flashbacks and stuff like that.
When we've already got a cinematic cyborg.
But I'm okay. Keep those separated because
Why?
Because the movies are not nearly as good as the shows.
Okay.
And let the shows be their own
separate
thing.
but equal.
I don't think you can say that about Cyborg, given that he's part machine.
Yeah, so I mean, this is a cool idea to establish the relationship between them, and just including Cyborg even a little bit in this Titan show has already made me more excited. Because that was the only thing I'm like, I want them to do Cyborg, but I wasn't sure if they would be able to because they had the movie version.
Do you think they'll do it like where he's wearing prosthetics, or is it going to be like in Smallville where he's like Terminator style, where he's got the skin over him?
I don't know. That's a good point. I'd prefer him to look more cyborgy.
I really enjoyed the Justice League Cyborg. I think they did him justice there.
Yeah.
Nobody likes the jokes you make.
Yeah.
All right, I got a couple things I want to touch on real quick, just possible spoiler alerts and stuff. This one's not as much, but it's just a couple little Marvel notes that I had. One thing I saw that was interesting is speculation online. Mantis might be Star-Lord's sister.
What?
Have you seen this?
I mean, that makes sense.
Like in the scenes where Ego was like showing off how he went around the universe.
What?
And there was all those like little
the skulls.
Yeah, but like there was all those little things of like showing him with like women from the different place.
Right.
One of them is him with someone from Mantis's species. So if he was going around and planting his seed, so to say, and having children,
I don't buy that. He's using the children for his power source or whatever.
He is, but he was also using Mantis to help him sleep and stuff like that. So she would have been the only one he kept around.
You don't like that? Star-Lord can't have a sister. Why? Fuck you. Nobody likes you.
The rest of his family sucks or is dead.
Yeah.
So I like the idea.
That ruins it. If he still has family alive, that takes away a lot of his drive.
Why?
I mean, why? That's why
the Guardians are his new family, and she's part of his new family now too. So
learning that she's his sister, family. What is it? That doesn't change anything. Just heightens.
It's gonna get all of Leia and Lukey. I just know.
They're not gonna kiss.
They're gonna kiss. Gamora's out of the picture. What are you gonna do?
He has to bang something.
He's not gonna bang Drax.
He could.
Yeah, he could. I would. Let's be real.
This is old news at this point, but again, we're playing catch up on stuff. I just wanted to talk about this. Again, spoiler alert. But have you heard about what James Gunn said Groot's final words were in Infinity War?
Fuck you.
Nope, he called Rocket Dad.
Oh.
Like that's just fucking heartbreaking, man. It's just Dad, like because he's just fading away.
Yeah, did you guys cover that when Thor was like, I don't have anything left to lose, and Rocket's like, I got a lot to lose.
Yeah,
not anymore, sucker.
Yeah, everyone's gone. Like, this is cool that there's a Avengers 4 like some artwork. It looks like it was like concept art, and it's like it's pretty much the characters that are alive.
Yeah,
and it was just today I think it was, and it has like all the Avengers, all 6 Avengers, and Ant-Man and Captain Marvel and Nebula and Rocket, and it looks pretty cool. Just seeing
Nebula.
all those characters. Yeah, Nebula's still alive.
Oh.
Her and Tony Stark were the only people still alive on Titan.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
Thor can go and get him, I just realized.
Yeah.
Because he can Bifrost wherever he wants now.
Yeah. I was like, how are they going to get back? Are they going to
How's he going to know to go check on Titan?
It is...
Can they just regrow Groot from the handle of
Yeah, obviously.
Maybe.
More Groots.
Then he's like, another hammer's broken. Always breaking my hammers.
God damn it.
And then finally, this is interesting, but it could tie into stuff we've been talking about it for a while, but Aaron Taylor Johnson was spotted on the set of Avengers 4.
Is that the kid from Home Improvement?
No. You're thinking Joshua Taylor Thomas.
Yeah, same thing.
Right?
Half one.
No, he's the Quicksilver that we saw in Avengers Age of Ultron.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, so, could we be seeing him come back? Or
Sure, I liked him. I like that ability.
We've talked about this before, right? And maybe some flashbacks and some time disturbance stuff.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be more like that. Like, it looks like they're going to be revisiting the whole history of the Avengers in the MCU.
Good.
But cool to see him again because I just like my heroes I don't like when my heroes die, like in these movies.
Most people don't.
He's still alive in the X-Men. He's going to be in Dark Phoenix or whatever, isn't he? With different Quicksilver, but yes.
He's going to be in... That version is going to be in Dark Phoenix, Evan Peters' Fox version. Boy, which is cool and stuff. And that's one of the reasons why I'm like okay with Quicksilver not being in there more.
It's all right.
Yeah, but I just like the idea of all of these characters existing in this universe and seeing all of them together in these things like Infinity War and stuff.
Yeah.
So if they can bring them all back in Avengers 4,
do you think
Quicksilver's there too, that'd be cool.
Do you think that they'll do one scene where it's everybody running at Thanos?
I want that because like that's what I was really hoping to see in Infinity War, and they were all split up. So I want to see them all together at least once.
Yeah,
all of those heroes together at least one time.
What do you think? Okay, let me pause at this because we're talking about maybe we'll go back in the past. We had Doctor Strange with his time stone. Mm-hmm. Do you think that when he was investigating all the possible futures, that he was also could he have been interrupting the past and setting things in motion in that way? Changing some of that stuff, and we'll see him.
I also heard a theory that what if when everyone was fading away, he didn't really fade away, like he just magicked away.
Yeah,
and so he's still around.
Thanos goes, "Did I get him? I probably got him."
Yeah. It's like, oh, who cares? I mean, that's the big thing. Like that's the big thing coming out of Infinity War.
Would be the boy who lived.
Yeah. Is what did Doctor Strange see? What does he know? Like, was that all part of the plan? Them all dying so that they can live.
I rewatched Doctor Strange again recently. That might be my favorite of the MCU movies.
I do love it.
Yeah. I'm excited about it, and he did great. Just interacting with Tony and Spider-Man stuff. I'm excited about whatever he's got coming up for the next one.
Yeah, I want to go see it again. I've seen it twice.
Are there any more Doctor Strange movies on the docket?
I mean, there will be, I'm sure, but it's not.
Yep.
We've been hearing less about that than we have about Spider-Man Homecoming 2 or Black Panther 2. We've just been hearing a lot about just because Black Panther just came out this year, and so people are really excited for more. But the only movies we know for sure that are happening, that are in development right now from Phase 4 are Spider-Man Homecoming 2, because it already has a release date, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, because James Gunn has already talked a lot about working on it.
Right.
Like writing the script and stuff. So we know that's happening. But everything else is dead. But we're definitely going to see a Doctor Strange and Black Panther sequels.
When is Captain Marvel?
February, I think.
Okay.
So that's
not a lot of time in between.
No, yeah. I mean, we're going to see, it's going to be, I think we got a month until Ant-Man and the Wasp. Mm-hmm. And then it's from like, what is that, July till February? It's going to be it's going to be the biggest gap between Marvel movies in a while. We've seen in a long time. But then the next year is going to be February. So then 3 months later will be Infinity War or Avengers 4. And then 2 months after that is Spider-Man Homecoming.
You got any cryostasis pods, or we have to wait this out?
I know. I wish I could just hibernate until between Marvel movies. Any other movies coming out this soon coming up that you're looking forward to?
Mission Impossible.
Yeah. It's another one that I need to go back and watch because I've only seen the first two.
Oh, yeah?
Still to this day, I've only seen the first two in Mission Impossible movies.
They get good.
Yeah. I hear that. I stopped at 2.
Yeah, I was like, I'm good. Enough.
Yeah.
So you mentioned...
so it turns out the mission was not so impossible.
You mentioned somebody from Split before. I think the director... Blumhouse, when you're talking about the Blumhouse stuff. So there's the upcoming... it's got James McAvoy and other guys.
Yeah,
Bruce Willis.
Oh, Glass. Yes.
Yeah,
looking forward to Glass.
Yeah.
How you guys feel about Jurassic World?
I'll see it.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting about it, though.
Catch it when it's on Google Play or something.
Would you rather work at Jurassic Park or Arkham Asylum?
Jurassic Park? What a terrible question.
I'd rather work at Jurassic World. Yeah.
No one's going to oh, no, I lied.
Well, Jurassic World, because Jurassic World's the one that... Jurassic World's the one that's up and running.
You know that if you lean against the table, it'll move, right?
Shut up.
That was a dinosaur sound effect.
Yeah. I was adding to the... to the feel of it.
So I take it back now because historically Jurassic people haven't been so good on security. I was going to say, well, if I'm working at a theme park, I'm not going to get my eyes gouged out, but I might.
Yeah, you might. That's why I asked the question.
You're right. No, there could be a pterodactyl guy. I'd rather just get eaten by a dinosaur, though, than tortured by a sadist. Yeah. So, I'm still Jurassic.
Well, people are breaking out of Arkham every 2 days.
Oh, no.
And do stuff to you after you're dead?
No. Yeah, Arkham. Dinosaurs don't kill for sport and do stuff.
Sure they do.
Nah, you're thinking of Arkham.
Did you not see the last Jurassic Park movie?
You're thinking of Killer Croc.
They were saying the big Sequelsaurus Rex was killing for fun.
Did you say Sequelsaurus Rex?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Did you get that from something? You just make it up?
think I made it up by myself.
There it is.
No influence.
Coined here on the
that a lot.
Amazing Nerdiverse. Hashtag it.
Hashtag Sequelsaurus Rex.
Rather be slaying coined that? Yes.
Alrighty. If you like this episode, do us a favor and subscribe to the Amazing Nerdiverse on iTunes and YouTube. Leave reviews, leave comments, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow us online on Facebook.com/The Amazing Nerdiverse, on Instagram @Amazing Nerdiverse, and on Twitter we are @NerdiversePod. I am @Jeff_Grants.
I'm at Steven Tucker.
I'm at Rather Be Slaying.
And go to theamazingnerdiverse.com for all that and very little more. And until next time, I'm Jeff Grants.
I'm Steve.
I'm Chris.
And we'll catch you right here next time in the old Amazing Nerdiverse.
Piero. And scene.